To Sheriff Gillespie, I've spoken to the FBI and the U.S. Marshal. Give you a few details. First of all, it appears that there was just one gunman. It doesn't appear to be associated with anybody else. The gunman never made it, past any of the security. This was like a few years ago in the U.S. Capitol, where the gunman came in and tried to kill some people. These brave men and women who were on the front lines. They're there to protect people in the building, the public, and they did their jobs. And unfortunately, sometimes, as in this case, it means the ultimate sacrifice. And that's what this court security officer has paid. He paid the ultimate sacrifice. And what I understand, he died fairly quickly from a shotgun. Immediately, let officials describe exactly how that happened. And then Deputy Federal Marshal received wounds and is fairly stable at this point. The area has been secured. The FBI is waiting for final identification. They are waiting for the fingerprints to come back to confirm whether it's the person whose identification there, but we'll allow them to make the official statement on identification, running background checks, and things like that. The Senator's office and my office is located in the building. I spoke to my staff. I had 4 of my staff members who were in the building at the time. Obviously, folks are pretty shook up. This is not the first kind of an incident for Senator B and myself. We had a stalker a few years ago who shot himself in front. He made all kinds of threats to our offices. It doesn't appear that this, has any kind of terrorism type of a connection or any of that. But obviously there's still a lot of background investigation, further work that needs to be done in law enforcement, doing absolutely everything they possibly can. There's great coordination going on between all of the law enforcement officials that are there. A lot of brave men and women, but we also have to all, I think, keep our the court security officer, his family, in mind. I've thought in our prayers, for comfort. It's a very difficult thing to go through, and obviously for the Deputy U.S. Federal Marshal, that he would recover quickly from his wounds. But having people in the building, this is when you see it on television, someplace else. When it hits home, this is very personal. These are people you deeply care about, and they're shook up right now. They're going to need some help and support. People who are in the building. I talked to one of the eyewitnesses, and she said the only reason that she was protected, she happened to be standing behind a pillar, at the time when the gunman came in. And from what I understand, he walked in and immediately started firing, and no motivation is known at this time. So.
Are there any threats to your office, Senator Rita?
We're not aware of any specific threats like that. We get periodic, things that happen, but we always turn those over to officials. But we haven't had anything that would indicate. No, I was not in the building. I was actually getting ready to get to an appointment across town. But obviously, as soon as I was notified, I came down to be with my staff and see if I could provide any kind of comfort to them.
There's a lot of security already in the courthouse, but is this an eye-opener? Is it really to be done?
No, I think that the security is outstanding at this courthouse. We have some great folks. And the people, the bottom line is, he didn't get past security. The security is there for a reason, and it worked. Unfortunately, those people are there on the front lines. And, most of the time you think, why is all this security there? Until things like this happen. And then you go, well, thank God they're there. And I remember when I was first as a member of Congress, I did not have, my offices here. And with the Senator, Dick Bryan, when I took over his seat, he had moved his offices into this building. And our staff, I know one thing, our staff has felt a lot more secure since we've been in this kind of building because the security measures are so tight there.
Was the court security officer armed?
I do not know that. I don't know the specific details of that. I'm sure some of that will come out. I do know that as soon as the gunman opened fire, there was an exchange of fire because in talking to some of the U.S. Marshals, one of the things they do when they first get into the building, that's actually kind of a place that they kind of get together and they talk, and so that's one of the reasons there were U.S. Marshals there to be able to return fire. And so as soon as the gunman opened fire, there was an exchange of fire, and then the gun battle then ensued into the street and then across the street where the gunman was fatally shot. What's unclear at this point is whether it was U.S. Marshals, the Metro shot him, nobody's really sure, or even whether there were self-inflicted wounds at that point.
But listen, I wouldn't have any idea how many people were in that lobby at the time shooting.
I did not ask her that, and but there were definitely a few people in there.
So when were they shot on their body?
Now, from what I understand, the shotgun blast was a direct hit.
And one of them,
Yeah, so he took some shots, from what I understand, some shotgun blast to the arm.
Do you know when the employees will be let back in?
Our employees have already been let back in the building to get their personal belongings. The building will be closed, from what I understand, because it's a crime scene investigation.
There definitely was no second shooter?
At this point, it does not appear. I can't say, for sure, but it does not appear. It appears that he was acting alone at this point, but obviously more investigations still
Do you
going
have
on.
any idea, description of the shooter in kind with his first, physical description?
I don't want to get into any, I don't want to get ahead of the FBI or as soon as they get an identity.